Barb is with Rytech Restoration, and we love our water damage and mold remediation companies because when there is something bad happens, we want to have someone to call. And Barb, water woman, and she works with Amber. And then Tony is our local guy who owns the local franchise. So for my friends who are watching out of the area of Florida, Rytech does have franchises available in areas all across the country.
So you could buy a franchise, call a franchise, work for a franchise, help a franchise. Rytech Restoration, we have every zip code in Florida covered, and we're in 80 other markets. And we do water damage, mold, fire, and smoke remediation. And then I actually looked up the word mitigation this morning, and it's helping you when disaster hits, cleaning it up, just helping you. And that's what Rytech is. We help you get back to normal faster when disaster hits.
Oh my gosh, and it's just so we never know when something's going to happen.
No.
Obviously, it's an unexpected situation.
We had a lady this week. She was gone on vacation for 7 days, and a pipe had broken while she was out of town. And she came home after a wonderful vacation to find out her house was flooded.
No way.
Awful.
Oh my gosh. So everything on that whole level. And, one of the things with Florida, we're usually a single level. But I know when I was up in Pennsylvania, we did have a pipe break on the second floor. So it damaged everything on the second floor and on the first floor.
I had a pipe freeze in Jersey.
Well, we don't usually deal with pipes freezing here in Florida, but it definitely is a very real problem.
We got hurricanes. We've got toilets that overflow. We've got fire. Just 2 weeks ago, somebody in your BNI chapter, lightning hit a tree, caught it on fire, crashed into the attic, and caught her attic on fire.
Wow.
But fortunately, it was contagious to the attic.
Exactly. Well, that's good. That's really good. So, so Barb, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into the mold remediation and water damage curing business?
Well, if you told me I would know this much about mold and water damage, I would have told you you've bumped your head. Through connections, knowing Amber Payne for, 17 years, and networking with her over the years. And for 5 years, I worked for an AC and plumbing company. And we were always networking together, so it was a nice fit. And then an opportunity came open with Rytech, and they made me an offer. So I said yes.
Well, I have to say, Barb, I met you before I met Amber. Very, very impressed with you from day one. But Amber is a very impressive person as well. So I could see where, she's like a magnet to people. She's amazing. So I could see where you would be drawn to be working with her because she's just really a dynamo, a complete dynamo. Oh, hi.
Oh,
okay,
we're back.
We had a little
glitch.
snafu. So what were you doing before you were working with Rytech?
I had, over the years, I've been in marketing, 30, 40 years. So I worked as a trainer with Apple Computer in the 80s and 90s. And then I moved to Jersey and opened up 2 different companies, which I grew and sold in BNI. And then I met this great AC and plumbing company, and I went to work with him marketing, and then I segued to Rytech.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have so much energy. You really are very enthusiastic and energetic and just always on point.
I am full of it.
I'll say you're full of sunshine.
Yes. People say, when are you going to retire? I'm not. I don't believe in retirement. I'm going to go till I go. We're on a holding pattern right now for our nonprofit, which is safewaterprojects.org. My husband and I go around the world and we help indigent people get, we don't say clean water because unfortunately in a lot of these third world countries there is no such thing as clean water.
It's hard to get.
But we try to get them safe water.
Safe water, okay.
We're on hold right now, just waiting for the green light again, but safewaterprojects.org if you want to check it out.
Safewaterprojects.org. We'll go ahead and put that into the comments. After the live.
And then my husband has been an environmental driller for over 30 years. He's very humble, and he would never say this himself, but he's one of the most renowned drillers in the country. And after he retired, he started reaching out to nonprofits, and they were flying him around the world to help. How can we get water to this village? So it's just fascinating.
Wow.
It's very it's hard because we're traveling in jungles and remote areas. And again, if you had told me I would be doing this, because there was a point in my life where I didn't like my feet dirty.
Oh yes, I can. I
But
can
now,
understand
so
that.
what?
So what was the transition that because there's a time in our lives where we are looking for what tables we're getting invited to, and I just had this conversation with you earlier, and then there's the time when we're just content with the table, but then there's the time that we're setting the table. So you're at a stage where you're actually setting that table and bringing the water to the people. So what was the transition that brought you from being content at the table to actually setting and creating a table?
Well, I was traveling for 8 years with an organization called Act for the Nations, and it was women helping women around the world. And then Tommy was getting invited more and more to different countries, and he asked me to come with him. So I gave up that precious ministry to start our own and to help him, because my strengths are his weaknesses and vice versa.
That's how it
So-
usually works in a good
so-
relationship.
Yeah, so the table is set. We're just waiting for the guests to arrive.
There you go. That's
And those
awesome.
guests are different countries and nonprofits around the world. We're looking into India and El Salvador right now. So,
Good for you.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So now tell me a little bit about Rytech. So tell me about the
Rytech-
origin of Rytech and how it got started.
Rytech is 27 years old, and the owner, CEO, visionary, Bubba Ryan, started it, and it's just grown because we are considered the white knights of the industry. Because when we come into your home, when you have a flood, say a broken pipe, we don't say to you, we can get you a new kitchen.
Right.
We only do what needs to be done.
Right.
We're preferred vendors with insurance carriers, and we do what's right. Integrity is a pillar of the company.
And that's what I absolutely love about Rytech and the businesses that we work with here at Cornerstone is that they always have the highest level of integrity, that the customer service usually goes hand in hand with that to be exemplary. So
Good. Yeah, I agree.
awesome.
That's one reason I said yes.
Well, I want to thank you so much for being here today, Barb. You have been amazing. And thanks for jumping on a quick live with us for,
Yeah,
for
awesome.
impromptu interview. It's my favorite kind.
Yeah, it's great.
But you did fantastic. So the next one we'll plan it out a little bit more. But I really did not know all about your nonprofit that you're working on. So I'm really glad that you shared
that's
that all
cool.
today.
Yeah, and opened up. All right, well, great. Thank you. I'm
Awesome.
glad I stopped in.
Bye, everybody. Have a great
Bye.
day.